What's up, guys? Everyone, YouTube viewers, subscribers, new subscribers. This is going to be a quick video explaining who I am and about me, since, well, most of you guys have watched my videos for a long time, and I might get on and say a couple things on the mic, but I've never really talked much about me, about who I am. Other than just this figure that plays. Well, for starters, I'm 20 years old, and I live in Texas. And most of you guys are here for my Final Fantasy videos, so I hope the majority of this audience knows me from my Final Fantasy videos. Otherwise, well, you can just keep listening, because you can learn about me. So, 20 years old, from Texas. I have a shitty job. It's pretty terrible. Probably not going to be there for much longer, honestly. I could go into that, but there's more important stuff to talk about. So, where I am at in life right now. Things have been very weird for me. I feel like I'm different than most people, but you guys are my people, so you're probably gonna relate more than most people. So most of you guys are from my Final Fantasy videos, so you probably know me from Final Fantasy. And if you don't know what Final Fantasy is, it's an MMORPG, Morpig. It's a game where you start with nothing. You get thrown into a new world, and you have nothing. You build yourself up. You build yourself up over time, and most people that played Final Fantasy whenever I started were already, in their 20s. It's not a game that you really start whenever you're young. I started Final Fantasy whenever I was 11. 11 years old is when I started playing, and I got hugely addicted. I would clock in 10 to 15 hours a day, every single day, regularly on that game. And I wasn't just playing Final Fantasy while I was doing that. I also, had another computer, and I was looking up things and learning things and expanding my brain that entire time. So, where am I going with this? Okay, all that time I spent on Final Fantasy 11, I acquired a bunch of friends, and I worked hard at the game, and I tried everything to be my best, and I made the best gear sets, the best macro sets, and eventually started making YouTube videos. And I got popular in that game, which is, it's different for someone who is only, 11, 12, 13, to have 100,000 friends that watch them, where, it's not different if you're someone who's legit famous, but for someone who did it completely all, in that game, and it might seem like I'm bragging, but I'm really not bragging. I'm just trying to get to a deeper point. It really made me recluse. It made me hide in a shell more than you would think. I had all these online friends, and I had all these people that I could talk to, and anytime I would log into Final Fantasy, I would get, 5 messages from people. But for someone who is only 15 years old, 16 years old, whatever I was at the time, I didn't really stop playing Final Fantasy until I was 18, 19. And I still have my account, I still log in sometimes. But for someone at that age, it's a very, very weird experience. And it caused me, while I was in school, to not talk to anyone. I didn't didn't want to talk to anyone because I treated everyone like they were YouTube comments, basically. Just always on my toes, very scared about what I'm gonna say, because I know pretty much other people know more, so it's scary when you want to talk and you don't want to be wrong. Well, I didn't whenever I was that young. I don't care if I'm wrong now. I mean, I already know I'm going to be wrong 99% of the time, and while future comes around, like, we're all wrong. None of us is going to be right. But okay, anyways, back to the importance. So I've never rambled this long in a video. Never. And that's another reason why I never really talked in my videos. Just was too worried. I had too many voices in my head. Like, I don't know if it's the same for any of you guys or girls, but I would think of something that I wanted to say, and then I would have another voice in my head tell me, you don't want to say that. And then another voice would be like, well, you already know the answer to that. I have trouble when I'm asking people questions, because I think of the question, and before I already have it spit out or typed out, I can normally answer it myself. Like, if I'm asking if I want to say, what's your favorite this? Well, favorites are dumb. That's a stupid question. If you have a favorite, then you're doing it wrong. You shouldn't have a favorite. I mean, everyone's different. You can have a favorite. I don't like having favorites. I'm really rambling in this video. Let's make it a 10-minute video. Right now we're at like 7 minutes. But, shoot, I already got thrown off. Alright, and it could just go away that quickly. I don't even remember what I was talking about anymore. Final Fantasy, playing, oh yeah. So Dunbar's number. If any of you guys know what Dunbar's number is, basically, you can remember 200 names. I don't know if it's real. I'm not saying it's real, but I've heard it a lot, so take it however you want it. Basically, you can remember 200 names, and after you get to the 200, I'm not really sure what happens. I'm not sure if you have to remove names or if it drops off or what, but I think maybe I hit my Dunbar's number in Final Fantasy, because all those names, all those places, all the different enemies, all the different people, I can't remember anyone's name. If I meet someone, I forget their names. Well, honestly, I can't remember anything. My memory is nothing. From, I think maybe having that symbiotic relationship with the computer, I've taught myself to learn differently. I don't learn how the normal person learns. I know I don't. I completely know I'm way different than most people, as I'm sure most of you guys are, and I'm sure most of you can relate. Way more than people in the quote-unquote real world. Because it seems like a lot of those people that are in the real world don't think what we're doing is part of the real world, which makes absolutely no sense at all. No, zero. If you really think about it, what gamers are doing is an extreme state of meditation, if you can control how you're playing. If you sit there still and don't talk, or talk, I don't know. I'm sure doing either or would help, but whenever I was playing Final Fantasy, I was always alone in my room, so I didn't have anyone to talk to, so I internalized everything, which has caused me to be really decent at internalizing. I can listen to a new song and hear the lyrics in my head before they've already came out of the actual song. If I'm sure some of you can relate. if you can't relate, then that probably makes zero sense to you. But basically, it's that I can hear the start of the word in the song and know what word it's going to be before the person says it, even when I've never heard that song before. If any of you guys experience that, I want to talk to you. But yeah, this is just a first video. Probably, I'm not gonna, yeah, this is the first video, and there's probably gonna be more, but I don't want to say for sure, because the last times I've done that and it didn't work out well. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, anything you want to talk about, I'm completely open to suggestions, and I'll talk about anything really. My only problem, I can come up with ideas and stuff, but I'd like to get you guys involved. I mean, I have a lot of interesting things to talk about. My life has been absolutely insane. I really don't think my life is like the normal person's life. And I'm sure every single one of you feel that way because, well, there's no normal. Normal isn't a real thing. Normal is just what we think we should be. But we're all normal. Alright, so I'm going to cut it off here, and I'm probably just going to record a new one right now because I'm in the zone, apparently. So, yeah, see you guys.